This is our 11 a.m. session. Great time to explore the basics, the foundational program, the Shibboleth Shield, food combinations, meal ideas, and just engage with each other, connect. Statistics show that when we connect, we attend class together, we help each other, that we lose more weight. So let's keep that going. We'll go through this session and then we will go into the 12 o'clock session and do a rapid fire pummel, if you will. Just Q&A at 12 o'clock. But we'll do some of that here in this 11 o'clock session, especially for those of you that don't have a few minutes to stay with us. Y'all been making for some really great classes with your questions. So I enjoy that. I enjoy answering questions. And then when there are no questions, I just focus my 11 a.m. hour on the basics. Hey, Kim Danke. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Good to have you all. My name's Travis Martin. I lost over 100 pounds. Hey, Sherry. I've lost over 100 pounds on the program, come off all prescription medications. And it's been the honor of my life to spend the last 20 years helping tens of thousands of others do the same thing that I've done. And then when we accomplish these results and goals, our mission is to bow our unworthy head and give Jesus the praise for it all. I hope you'll join me in that, because without God's unction, without the Holy Spirit of the Holy Spirit's unction, none of us have the ability to be patient or disciplined, lose weight, and keep it off. So if you're accomplishing your goals, it's not in you alone that you're accomplishing these goals, it's in Christ. So let's be mindful to glorify our God and bless the name of the Lord this morning. Hello, Lisa. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody spent some time this morning with their nightstand rules, or at least that's what I call mine. Good morning, Nikki on Facebook. Good to have you today. Hate that we missed you yesterday. Appreciate having you today. It's just a blessed life, isn't it? Yesterday was a perfect day for me. I hope it was for you. But anyway, I see some questions coming, so I won't go further with my little monologue. I'll just get right into the questions, because I know people have explained to me that usually they only have 10 or 15 minutes to stay. So I want to be helpful. Remember that this class is supplemental to your fast track education. We desire that you go through the fast track system. If you're a free community member and not a lifetime member or partner, then you've not yet got access to those fast track videos. We suggest that you do that. It's very inexpensive. It's the education of a lifetime. The amazing Kim Danke teaches those. And the idea is for you to watch those short videos and then earn your fast track badge. That will give you a good underlying knowledge of the basics by which these supplemental classes, these life support classes, will be more helpful to you. We're going to get right into it with Stephanie's question. I like drinking cappuccino in the morning with Carb Master milk. It's not much milk that foams, about a quarter cup, even if that. Is this allowed? Let me think this through. You said cappuccino. What is your recipe? I have to understand more about what you're putting in that Carb Master milk. Kroger Carb Master milk is approved. It has various uses in the Shibboleth lifestyle, but I would need to understand more about the recipe for your cappuccino. If your cappuccino is loaded in sugar, then that will present us a problem, because we will elevate our blood sugar, and then we'll be dealing with the fat bust for the next day or two, and we can't efficiently lose body fat if we're provoking an insulin response because we're eating processed sugar, consuming processed sugar. So if you don't mind sharing your cappuccino recipe with me, that would be helpful. Lisa says, every morning I ask God for one more perfect day. He hasn't let me down. Only 2 holidays in April. Now, that's tremendous results. I'm certain of it. If you had perfect days all but 2 days last month, you had an amazing month. You get up to 6 holidays a month and you only had 2. You only used 1/3 of your allowed holidays. So if all of your other days were perfect, that was an amazing month. Congratulations. And I'm glad to see you give the Lord the credit. Way to go. Hey, Stephanie. Not sure about Dunkin' Donuts whole bean cappuccino. If you don't mind, if you'll go to their website, Dunkin' Donuts, it may be in our website. I haven't looked because I don't go to Dunkin' Donuts. There may be some things approved there. Do you mind looking that nutrition label up for us and providing a link, and then we'll all look at it together and vet that out together? If you could do a quick search and see if you can find that nutrition label. Lisa, down 13 pounds. I lose a little slower now due to not as much to lose, but I'm pleased with my progress. Down 13 pounds over a 1 month to 2 month period is tremendous. I mean, if that was in a month, if you lost 13 in a month, I can't do the math, 13 times 12, but that's like over 150 pounds in a year that you're on pace for. That's not slow weight loss. So congratulations. That's very fast weight loss. Stephanie says, I make coffee myself. If it's just coffee and you're adding Kroger Carb Master milk, I would count that as a snack. I wouldn't count it as a freebie. At best, you should count it as an extra. Sounds like you're just using regular coffee, which is a freebie, adding a quarter cup of Kroger Carb Master milk to make it frothy. I'm not sure if you're adding anything else to that, but so far, so good. I probably, if you're only using a quarter cup of Kroger Carb Master milk, personalizing the program for you, I wouldn't teach this in our Shibboleth Journey group. You won't hear me do that. In fact, our mentors might even say that you can't do that. But these supplemental sessions that I do with y'all help me personalize your program. So this is just for you. If you're doing that coffee with Kroger Carb Master milk and only a quarter cup, that's negligible numbers of calories. We've got no sugar. So I would count that as an extra. Does that make sense? Are you versed enough to understand, Stephanie, what an extra is on our program? So if you do 1, 2, 3 of those in a day, I just count that as an extra. Perfect. I like to take these sessions and help personalize the program for y'all, but it's not something you might even catch us all contradicting ourselves in the Shibboleth Journey group, because there we're teaching a group program. I just individualize something for Stephanie that she could install into her Shibboleth lifestyle that will not hurt her. Hey, Joan, why wouldn't I go on and do that and teach the Shibboleth group to do that? Well, we could, I guess, but it would be one more thing that every mentor and teacher would have to recall and remember. And we've already got enough we have to recall and remember. And when we're teaching groups, we want to stick to the rules and understand the program's kind of built like the Bible is. We got to understand the law before we can start yielding to grace. So we just showed Stephanie she's going to show herself a little grace with her coffee and Kroger Carb Master milk. Hope that makes sense. Good job, Lisa. Good job. So proud of you. Yeah, it's hard to, when you get closer to goal, when we all start, I lost 44 pounds in 6 weeks. You lost 30 pounds in a month when you started. We had a lot more weight to lose. So you're right in suggesting to the group that as you get closer to goal, you will not lose the same amount of weight. So, but good job. You're doing great. Any other questions? Keep on coming. We love it. We love helping you in these live sessions. Any other questions? Nutrition, behavior modification. What are you struggling with? This is a good opportunity to look at what are you struggling with? What are the obstacles? What are the excuses that you find yourself making? Let's look at all of that, and let's help one another overcome. Robin, if I order Advocare, how do I give reference to you? And is Delta the best for weight loss? If you'll order your Advocare through www.blowtorchfat.com, that's my link, www.blowtorchfat.com. We appreciate you using that link. That really helps us. Blowtorchfat.com. Whether it's the best or not, Delta, metabolic nutrition system Delta, whether it's the best or not is debatable. It would depend on one's situation and goals. What is the situation and what are your goals? Metabolic nutrition system Delta is a great comprehensive weight management system. It's going to have your vitamin in there that you need to fill any nutrient deficiencies. It's going to have your omega fish oils and some other appetite control and weight management synergistic ingredients. So if you're taking it, assuming with your doctor's okay, it's going to be pretty comprehensive that you don't really need much else, if anything. It's not mandatory to our program. One will get great results if they operate in a calorie deficit and understand insulin control via food combining, adding enough protein and fiber to each meal to neutralize blood sugar so that we get less insulin response. That's all we ever need. But it is advisable to use some sort of vitamin mineral system to fill any nutrient deficiencies that one may have, even when one is not trying to lose weight. MNS Delta is a good product. It's very comprehensive, but I would get my doctor's approval before using it. It is a very potent system. It's very comprehensive. It is the one that I use most often. Sometimes I will switch to MNS Omni when I'm not trying to lose weight, but both are great products. They're pretty close, a lot of overlap in both systems. Stephanie, I have the Fire and Kettle and Fire bone broth, chicken and beef. They do not taste good by themselves. I guess it's in the taste buds of the beholder. I love them by themselves. I drink it like a cup of coffee, but I do respect that you don't like the taste. I refuse to give up on them, so I drink them and hold my nose because the weight does come off with them. What can I add to make them more palatable? You might want to try some sort of seasoning pack. I'm not really sure because I just love them. The only thing that I will add from time to time is for texture to make them more enjoyable and hearty. So at times I have added riced cauliflower. At times I have added miracle rice. At times I have added mushrooms just to add a little texture and to make them more hearty. I also will use them as a more complete meal by adding some shrimp to that broth, or adding some scallops to that broth, or even some chicken where I've cut up the chicken really finely. I just love them. So I'm so sorry that you're not enjoying the taste of them, but do understand I would try maybe some texture change up to give them a little more hearty feel, but it sounds like that's not your issue. It's more the flavor. Just keep in mind that you do get good results from them, but you might want to try another bone broth. You might want to go to Amazon and do a search for other bone broths that have a similar nutritional profile and see if you like those. I have tried several bone broths, and that's the only one I like right out of the box. We never, even though they help lose weight, to be successful with our lifestyle, we never need to consume things that we don't also enjoy. There's too much other variety. So example with bone broth, even though they help me lose weight, they make me feel good. They give me collagen support, hair, nails, skin, even though they're very good for me. If they taste like crap to me, I'm not going to be using them because there's too many other things that I can do that I enjoy that taste good and still help me lose weight. Please remember that a practical, sustainable, and fun lifestyle is the way forward. Even though we might do something that tastes like crap that helps us lose weight, and that's great, we're losing weight. If it tastes like crap, human beings typically aren't going to be able to make it a long-term lifestyle. So I would avoid those kettle and fire bone broths if I didn't like them. That's just my 2 cents to everybody. I'm very fortunate that I really enjoy them. Charles, what would be benefits of bee pollen? I heard it mentioned yesterday, but didn't hear it all. Bee pollen helps with our energy support. It's an antiviral, antibacterial, helps the immune system, and helps us fight seasonal allergies. And it also helps libido. I'm glad we're all adults here, but it does enhance libido with consistent use, and it does supply energy. But some people are allergic to bee products, so be careful with them. Stephanie, I use them for a WOW challenge. How can I fix them so they still are good for a WOW challenge? Well, with the WOW challenge, you must follow the WOW description. So if the WOW description doesn't allow for a change up, I would just choose a different WOW challenge. I wouldn't stick to those. If they don't taste good to us, we ought not be doing it. Do y'all understand my philosophy, everyone? There's just too much variety. So I would find a WOW challenge. You're going to get good results from the WOW challenges. Choose one that you enjoy. Please don't spend any more time on a WOW challenge that you don't enjoy the taste. Linda, can you take Fibotrim and Delta on the same day from Advocare? Which one is best for weight loss? Well, right there, you've got 2 different products, 2 different situations. The MNS products, metabolic nutrition system, is a comprehensive system to help you fill any nutrient deficiencies that you may have. With your doctor's approval, you should be taking that product daily, but only with your doctor's approval. Fibotrim is a different product. It is not of the same ilk as metabolic nutrition system. Fibotrim binds to fat that you consume. The only time, in my estimation, that you should be using Fibotrim or Carbes Plus is right before a challah meal, when you know that you're going to be eating too much bad fat, or when you know that you're going to be eating too much sugar. You consume Carbes before the sugar-laden meal, challah meal, or holiday, and you consume Fibotrim before the high fat content meal, only on a challah meal, only on a holiday. In my estimation, Fibotrim is not a weight management product per se. It is a health product, one that we should consume to better regulate the amount of fat we absorb from a bad meal. I keep Fibotrim and Carbes Plus in my survival kit, and I'm only going to have it before a date night meal or something of that nature. There's no reason to consume Fibotrim each and every day. Sally, is making your own ghee butter okay to do, or do you recommend we should buy a certain brand? If you feel comfortable with your ghee butter recipe, you know how to demoisturize butter, clarify butter. I've never done it, but there are instructions online that are readily available to us. If you feel comfortable and confident making your own, please do so. I like Ziyad or Organic Valley. Those are the 2 I like. My favorite from a taste standpoint is Ziyad, Ziyad, I believe it is. I find that in our Shibby shop, or I find that via Amazon. That is my favorite one. Michelle, is powdered collagen okay to use during a WOW challenge? Since it is a supplement, you should not be editing your WOW challenges, but you should not, if you've been taking a supplement, you don't have to cease taking that supplement if it is near 0 calories when you do that WOW challenge, or if your doctor has ordered you to take collagen. As far as is it okay, I'd have to actually see the brand and the specific nutrition label for your collagen powder to let you know if that's something that we would put our name behind or not. Typically, collagen powder is going to be fine. And if you're doing a WOW challenge and that's something you've been supplementing with, you can continue supplementing with it. With a WOW challenge, we do not want to be adding to the food components on a WOW challenge. We do not want to be editing or making substitutions. A WOW challenge is not just about the nutrition. In fact, it's not about the nutrition at all. It is about scarcity throughout your day. It is about exercising self-discipline, being able to stick to a protocol, being able in the afternoon when you want to abandon your WOW challenge to mentally persevere and push through, because you can always reset the next day and do something different. Many of us lack self-discipline. That is our problem. We lack the ability to stick to our decisions. WOW challenges mean war on weakness. They're not about the robust, amazing nutrition. It's about scarcity throughout your day with some fun stuff, sometimes ice cream, sometimes other things, where we're sticking to a protocol even when we want to abandon it. So we should not be editing those WOW challenges. But when it comes to your supplementation that your doctor has approved of, you can continue on. That doesn't affect the status of your WOW day. Becky, I take Juice Plus, orchard, garden, berry, and plant-based omega-3. All are negligible calories. I love Juice Plus, by the way. As I continue to recover from colorectal surgeries and having my digestive system temporarily closed down, my reconnection surgery was 1.5 years ago, and slowly I'm getting back to eating proteins and cooked fibrous carbs. I cannot digest uncooked fibrous carbs and some protein still. I wasn't able to even take the Juice Plus supplements until 3 months ago. What is your opinion of Juice Plus? Would you recommend Advocare MNS in addition to the Juice Plus if my body can tolerate both and my doctor approves? Yes, I would. Metabolic nutrition system is for weight management. Juice Plus is for wellness. So if your doctor allows, I would recommend both. Juice Plus is a great product. No, we do not. Sadly, we've not got on the collagen bandwagon in our teaching. We'll wait and see how that goes over the next few years. And if that bandwagon and fad continues, I'm not against it. I'm not necessarily for it. I don't think it helps like they're saying it helps, but I don't think it hurts either. So again, I get my collagen through Kettle and Fire. Marketers, manufacturing companies, they look for ways to make money, and they expound on the benefits of a product. As long as there's no mechanism in that product that's going to take away from the good that it does, I'm all for it. And collagen's one of those I'm all for. I just haven't got on the bandwagon as far as trying to push it or sell it or anything like that. But I suspect that your collagen powder is going to be fine. But no, we don't sell any. But we're always happy to look at your collagen product and tell you how to incorporate it supplementally into the program. I don't think it can hurt you. I think it probably can help you. Congratulations, Becky. Cancer-free. Praise the Lord. Bless the name of the Lord. Awesome. That just makes our heart smile. Good job. Anybody else? Any other questions? Clara is asking me on Facebook, is Advocare product similar to Tonalin? I don't know what Tonalin is. Happy to look at it for you if you want to provide me a link. We can all look at it together here today. I'll keep an eye on Facebook if you want to provide a link there for us to look at Tonalin. I'm not familiar with it. Correct, Glennie. You don't want to take a Megaplex when you're taking Fibertrim. It's not going to hurt you to take the vitamin, but you don't want to take Coreplex and take Fibertrim, because Fibertrim is going to bind to the fatty acids in the Omegaplex. Anybody else? Any other questions? Good stuff. Supplements are great, but we never need to omit the more important aspects of weight loss and wellness, the more important aspects are calorie deficit and insulin control. We can get really caught up. I love to talk supplements. I'm a supplement junkie. I take tons of different supplements depending on the situation that I'm in. I love supplements, but I never want to forget that exercise and supplementation are enhancements to a good eating lifestyle. Calorie deficit and insulin control are the way forward when it comes to wellness. All the other things just simply give us an edge. And in fact, exercise and supplementation are almost a waste of time if you don't have a good, clean diet. Sally, I don't take biotin specifically, but it is in some of the products that I take. It's in there. That's great. So let me take a look at this tonillin. Looks like tonillin is CLA. CLA is conjugated linoleic acid. Who was asking that? Clara. I'm not a big fan of CLA anymore. If it's in a supplement that I'm taking, then that's fine. But I am not a big advocate. Studies now suggest that you can take too much CLA and it can work against you, creating a very acidic environment. So if it's something that you and your doctor believe in, then go for it. But I am not the advocate of CLA as I once was many years ago. But if your doctor suggests CLA for weight management, then go for it. None of the AdvoCare products we were talking about are CLA based. Yeah, many studies now have suggested that that we have to be really careful about introducing too much CLA as it can cause some free radical damage and other problems. So I would consult a qualified expert to see if tonillin's right for you. So Jessica, let's see, Jessica, where are you on Facebook? I want to send a picture of a salmon fillet. I am at www.facebook.com/Travis Martin 777 right now. Facebook.com/Travis Martin 777. That's my Facebook page. I realized this morning it has carbs. How many carbs? Rather than you post a picture, Jessica, you could just tell me how many carbs it has. That's all I need to know to tell you if that's okay for a Lion or Shark Day. Hey, Joan, a forever member. We love having our forever members. Any other questions? We're on a roll. Jessica's question, for those of you wondering, is about a Lion or Shark Day. She's wanting to know if her salmon would be approved for a Lion or Shark Day. Susie's asking, just joining, but I'm taking Vital Proteins powder, collagen peptides in my coffee every morning. Is this good, or do you suggest something different? Well, we prefer coffee to be coffee. That way it's a freebie. Can you tell me how many calories you're adding to your coffee? And then I could tell you, Susie, how to incorporate it into your Shibboleth day. Remember, we're either having a perfect day or we're not. So we have to determine if we're having a perfect day, keeping our eating episodes to 3 or less. And during moments of mental weakness, we can have an approved snack and freebies too. So we have to look at your coffee. Normally your coffee would be a freebie and would not be a problem. But how many calories are you adding to that free cup of coffee? Because now it may not be that we can call it a freebie, because we have to have calorie management during our day. So Jessica, 16 grams of carbs and a 4-ounce portion of meat means it's truly not salmon. So yeah, it would not qualify as a Lion or Shark Day. If it's got more protein than carbs, it could qualify as a category 1 or 4. Have to look at overall. You're going to be best treating that 4-ounce portion of salmon as a category 4 and only having a category 2 with it. on a portion control plate. That would be a very bad selection for a lion or shark day. You've got some starch there or some sugar, obviously. Mike is asking what, Susie, let me finish Susie's question. It actually has 70 calories. That's challenging. So if you're adding that to your coffee, that particular cup of coffee that you add that to, you need to count that as a snack. Okay. But let me know, Susie, that that makes sense. During our perfect day, we take one day at a time. You do not need to call that a freebie or even an extra. If that's important to you to add that collagen and those peptides to your coffee, you could still have other cups of coffee throughout the day as a freebie, but that particular cup of coffee needs to count as a snack. It now becomes an eating episode so that we can manage your overall daily eating episodes. Let me know that makes sense to you. What are my favorite snacks? There's too many to mention, bro. I start my day or before I have a snack, I ask myself, what am I craving? There are endless numbers of snacks. If I am craving something salty, then I might have 200 calories of salted popcorn. If I am wanting something salty, I may have a handful of nuts. That would be a snack. I may have a tablespoon of peanut butter if I'm wanting something a little sweet and a little more dense over a piece of bran crisp bread. A mighty muffin is a selection that I use sometimes. Let's see, what else do I use? The double bite chips if I'm wanting something salty. That's something I've done a lot recently. Other snacks might be some freebies that are not snacks, like sugar-free Jell-O, dill pickles, sliced cucumbers with salt and pepper on them. Maybe a tablespoon of peanut butter and company chocolate peanut butter. It tastes like fudge to me. So I ask myself first, what am I craving? Am I craving something salty or am I craving something sweet? Last night I was craving something sweet. So I went to the freezer and I pulled out 200 calories of Breyers, sugar, no sugar added, salted caramel ice cream, and I put some sugar-free chocolate syrup on top. And that supplied me my snack for the day, and it took care of my craving for the day. So there's endless snacks. When anyone is struggling with coming up with snack ideas, there are hundreds, maybe even thousands we could come up with. But if you're struggling with them, I highly recommend that great mentor appointment with Joni, Missy, or someone that you can share with your obstacles. Hey, here's what I'm craving. And the girls might ask, okay, Mike, so you're eating late night, you're snacking, right? So what do you find yourself eating? You may say, well, I tend to eat some Doritos. So they'll give you the void replacements. What would be the difference for Doritos versus our approved chips? Maybe I choose some Bonitos. What would be the difference? Well, if you eat your Doritos, you've got fat bus city. You've got high levels of insulin, and now you can't efficiently lose body fat. But if you choose Bonitos or some other approved chip, if that was a situation, now you've controlled insulin. You had unnecessary calories. You've yielded to mental weakness as I did last night, but those unnecessarily calories didn't spike insulin. So I would get a mentor appointment and say, here's the things I'm struggling with. I know you're a busy man. So it's like 30 minutes to do that, but that 30 minutes will save you days and days and days of being in fat bus city. At least that's my philosophy and approach. Is the keto ice cream okay for the craving? Marcia, do you know if your keto ice cream is in the food library? Would you share that with me first? Or are you just asking me, is any ice cream that's labeled keto okay? Can you share with me more about your question? Let's dive deeper into that so that I don't mislead you. Sharon says, I'm considering ordering AdvoCare Spark. Is drinking only one a day give you the benefit of mental clarity and mental focus? It does. It does me. I had to have one before I came in here today. So yeah, I love Spark. And one a day is going to, yeah, at any time you consume it, you do build up some tolerance to caffeine over time. but there's also amino acids in that beverage, and you won't build up a tolerance to them. They'll do your body good now, they'll do your body good later. So you're going to get about a 2-hour kick out of that. It's okay, Jessica. We all do it. You just might want to convert that line or short day, if possible, depending on your overall day. You may still be able to convert it to a regular perfect day, or you may have to call it a holiday. So Marcia hasn't done any research on keto ice cream. So good teaching moment. Keto is a very toxic term in my estimation. Keto suggests that this product is going to help you lose weight. That could not be further from the truth. In fact, a lot of these products that they call keto are just inundated with sugar alcohols. They may or may not work. It's more likely that something labeled keto is nothing but a bad fat bomb. Okay, so we would need to look at that. Now, I'm not saying that some products that have the monetized word on their keto aren't going to be Shibboleth approved. I'm suggesting that most products that say keto won't be Shibboleth approved. We have some keto products in our library. Here's one of the things we've got to do. Teaching moment. We've got to do. Okay. We've got to start understanding that we as a Shibboleth member are living in a culture that could care less about our health. They want our money. Okay. So we go by formulas here. I don't care what the label says. I care, is it approved based upon its nutrition label? And then once it's approved based upon its nutrition label, how do I fit it into this day that God has given me based upon my goals and situation? If I could teach more people that philosophy, we'd be better off. What we have a lot right now with members that do struggle, not saying you're struggling, but with members that struggle, they try to incorporate multiple programs that they're fascinated with into our program. Our program is either a comprehensive program and will work for you, or it won't. If it won't work for you, let's find a program that will. But I find Shibboleth very practical, sustainable, and fun. And the beginning stages of Shibboleth suggest that, hey, number one, today is the day of salvation. I'm not worried about yesterday. I'm not worried about tomorrow. I want to have a perfect day today. And if I don't have a perfect day, it's a holiday. So I want to have a perfect day based upon my goal of fat loss. How am I going to do that today? So then everything that we consume, and there's plenty of variety, it needs to control insulin, and we need to end our day in a calorie deficit. The more days we do that, the quicker we get to go. Hope that helps. Sharon, what's your favorite flavor of Spark? Strawberry. I like them all, but strawberry. Mango strawberry or straight strawberry. Yes, it would be okay for a regular perfect day, but because of that sugar, you've already got a category 3 added into it. Processed sugar, it's not even a category 3. But you've got enough protein in your salmon to negate that. It's not something I like to see people consume. I like meat to be meat. I don't like to see sugar added to meat or starch added to meat. Example would be imitation crab. They basically took your salmon and made it more like an imitation fox meat. I don't like to see people do that. But now that you've got it, we can make it work. And it's not a great category 4, but I would treat it for I guess I would say I would treat it for you to personalize your situation. Since you've already gotten it, I would treat it like a category 4. It's not a category 4, but I would treat it like why would I treat it like a category 4? Well, I would do that so that you don't add any more sugar or starch to that meal. And if you only add a category 2 to that particular salmon that's inundated with sugar, then you're going to be okay. You got enough protein in the fish and enough fiber in your broccoli or whatever you choose to negate that high sugar content. Hope that makes sense. I wouldn't treat it as a 1. I'd treat it as a 4. Anybody else? Any other questions? That's not something we want to teach in Shibboleth Journey. Y'all will catch myself and our mentors contradicting ourselves if you're coming to these supplemental sessions where I personalize your approach based upon what you have in your fridge. That's not something we want somebody to do, but if we've already done it, we can make it work. I can make a Reese's work, but I don't want to teach that, right? Knowledge is power. Anybody else? I see your question, Mike, about something Sieta chips. I have not looked at Sieta chips. Looks like Joni did, and Joni's saying they're not great for weight loss. They're a category 3, and they're good for maintenance. Remember, those of you that aren't in maintenance, the goal is to get to maintenance. And then we have a ton of variety in the weight loss mode, and we should focus on what we can have, not on what we can't have. My brother Mike, I know Mike, known him for a long time, and I hope he doesn't take offense to this, but Mike's what I would call a very masculine, he's a rebel, right? So Mike, don't take offense, but very masculine fella, not submissive, not surrendering. So when he tells himself he can't do something, he wants to do it the more. Am I right or wrong, Brother Mike? If I'm wrong, I apologize in advance. But when we have that about us, where submission and surrender is not in our personality. See, I find it very easy to be submissive and surrendering. It's a part of my ilk. Mike's ilk, in my knowledge of Mike, and it's very much to be admired in many areas of life. He's not very surrendering or submissive. And if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to do it more. So that's where I would start if I was working with Mike one-on-one, is to suggest over and over and over that, hey, if we surrender to this process, if we surrender like Jesus surrendered, Jesus found it very masculine to surrender to God's will for his life. We don't have to be surrendering and submissive in other areas of our life, but we have to surrender and submit to the process of getting into maintenance. And then once we found our ideal weight loss and wellness range, it's easy to maintain. But when a lot of behavioral modification, and when people really struggle with that, it's due to, if you tell me what to do, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to look for an alternative path. For example, somebody that you show them, hey, here's the pathway. There's no briars here. It's smooth sailing. Some personalities that are like, I'm not going that way though. It's too easy. I'm going to go find my own way, and I'm going to go through the thicket, and I'm going to bushwhack it, and I'm going to find my own path, and that's fine. But when we've already got a process, and I'm not talking to Mike, I'm talking to all of us, when we got a process that yields great results, let's surrender to that process, and we'll very quickly get in the wellness range, and then we can be more liberal with our approach and have the chips like Mike was bringing up. So we've got to really work on surrendering to the overall process, watching the fast track videos, earning the fast track badge, surrendering to that process, surrendering to a mentor appointment, and with an open mind and open heart, letting the girls, right now it's all girls that are mentors, letting the girls help us come up with void replacements, and then just surrendering, focusing on what we can have and not on what we cannot have. Sally says, I have real cheese in my fridge that was expensive. What could I pair it with to use it? Well, you can have a thumb knuckle up, right? This much. It's not enough, really. You can have this much. From my thumb knuckle up, you can have that much cheese as a condiment. That's 50 calories. But now, Sally, if you want some good old real hunk cheese, I have that all the time. I have it in my fridge. But you want more than this much. You want more than a couple of teardrops worth of cheese as a condiment. You want more cheese. I get it. You can have a Lion or Shark Day. So I would watch the Lion and Shark Day protocol. Now, here's the thing about a lion or shark day. If you find yourself starting that and you have some real bacon and real cheese for lunch, right? That's part of a lion or shark day. You get a good portion of cheese, a good portion of bacon. And let's say that you eat that, and then for dinner you have a steak. That's allowed. So you've had real cheese, you've had bacon, you've had steak. Sounds like a winner. But here's where those type days can be detrimental to your health over a long period of time. If you don't follow the lion and shark protocol for that day, and then you later that night have some ice cream, even approved ice cream, or later that night you have approved popcorn, you just shot your whole day. So once you start a lion or shark day, you have to complete a lion or shark day. That means in that example, let's say that I had full fat cheese and some bacon. And then for dinner, I had a bacon, I had a lean ground beef patty and real hump cheese. And I ate that with some Worcestershire sauce. I did that and wrapped it in bacon, more bacon. I did that. Then when I finished that meal for that day, in order to complete my lion or shark day, I've got to wait 16 hours until I eat again when I close that day out. Or else your lion and shark day, all that fat that's not normally a part of a perfect day, it's going to be detrimental to you. So don't make sure if you start a lion or shark day that you complete a lion or shark day. But the good news is you've got expensive real cheese in the fridge. So do I. Many different types of Gouda and other gourmet cheese. I'm a cheese lover. So when I get to missing my cheese, I'm having a lion or shark day. Sally says, real cheese meaning no carbs. Could I pair it with something to use it before it spoils? You need to have a lion or shark day. Or a holiday. You're right. You're right. You said, or you could have a holiday. Right. Yeah, you can have it. You can have anything on a holiday. You get up to 6 holidays a month until you get into maintenance, and then you get 12 holidays a month. Sally, I would be concerned about what you said there. I decided against a lion day because I don't think I can do black coffee. Black coffee is not a requirement. You might not be able to have coffee, but coffee's not a requirement of that type day. Jessica says, I love lion days because I love real bacon. Good job. As long as you do them the right way, they're not going to hurt you. Laura, I know you covered this before. What is the best way to lose what you put on during a perfect day? Just stay with the process, Laura. That's all you have to do. Most of what you put on after a holiday is the weight of water and the weight of glycogen. So you could just have 2 standard perfect days, just 2 standard perfect days, and that will remedy one holiday. So if I have a holiday and my weight goes up, I'm assured if I have 2 correct perfect days at the end of that second day, if not before, my weight is back what it was pre-holiday. It takes 2 standard perfect days to remedy the weight gain from one holiday. If you have 2 holidays, it's going to take up to 4 perfect days to get back to where you were pre-holiday. Now, I give worst case scenarios. I often beat this scenario. Now, if you want to have different types of perfect days, like a Tiger 16 or a lion or shark day, potentially it might only take 1 perfect day, especially if you add 15,000 steps in order to deplete that glycogen load, the weight of glycogen in water. Does that make sense? Let me know that that made sense to you, Laura. We're getting ready to wrap it up. We'll go to the 12 o'clock session for overtime. We'll do rapid fire Q&A over there at in that noon session that I text out about. Any other questions? We got just a couple more minutes for this 11 o'clock group. Did y'all get anything out of this session? Did you learn anything from this session? Anything that you can incorporate into your perfect days that might be helpful? We don't want to waste your time. Good to have you, Mike. Good to have you back. You can do it, Sally. Awesome, Jessica. It's what we like to hear. Every day matters. Every day matters. Today matters. Don't squander today. Time's going to pass whether you do this or not. So with the passage of time, if you're doing this, you're going to hit your goal, and you're going to hit your goal quick. It may not seem like it when you're losing half a pound a day, but you give yourself 90 days, that's 45 pounds. You give yourself 180, that's 90 pounds. 6 months, you could be 90 pounds down. Come on. And it's not like we're suffering. We're eating great tasting foods. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate knowing that. Sometimes people are just in the background. I don't know if I'm helping them or not. I appreciate Jennifer. Jennifer says, I enjoy the sessions even when I don't have questions. Awesome. One day at a time, folks. All right, y'all. If all hearts and minds are clear, we're going to go get some more water, maybe a spark, and we'll go load up our 12 o'clock session. Do recall, remember that we have Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. right now. We will soon be going to 11 a.m. only so that we can start adding our 8 p.m. sessions for our partners and lifetime members. God bless you, Patty. Good to have Patty. I love that picture you posted, Patty. I believe I could fit 4 of you in those pants. You look incredible now. Hey, Mike. Mike says, with all the stuff you have added, what's the best way to get up to speed? Highly recommend starting over. It's been a while. I highly recommend that you watch Kim Dankey's Fast Track videos. Hit the Fast Track dashboard. Now, Joni can help you if you can't find that, but hit the Fast Track dashboard and start with the Fast Track system. Kim and Sasha have taken my program and they have put it in a lap system, 7 laps that has everything listed that one needs to do with a little checkbox system. You check off each box 7 laps, watch the videos, earn the Fast Track badge, and our students have never got better results. They basically organized my thought and put it in seven laps. And when you complete those 7 laps, now you've got a good foundation to move forward with. Then after that, I would educate myself quickly. It doesn't take long on tiger type days and lion and shark type days, especially for you, Mike. You're like me, you're a meat eater. We like our ribs, and we like to smoke and I'm using a wood fire grill now. I just love that thing. Lion and shark type days would be outstanding for you and I. Okay, everybody, I'll see y'all, some of y'all at the 12 o'clock session, and to others, I hope I'll see you again tomorrow. Lord willing, Lord tarrying is coming at 11 a.m. Thanks, Janice. Thanks, everybody. God bless.